All right, dance level salsa chorus. Alright guys, let's do the advanced level breakdown. We've got a lot to cover here. We're going to start off with a cradle point. I'm going to start off on this side here. We're going to begin with the cross by lead. Guys, your right hand stays low as your left hand comes between the two of you. So remember guys, right hand stays low. From here, she can either do a forward break or a break in place. I like when she does a break in place because it keeps her close, but a forward break does go with momentum. So either one's fine. Guys, we're just going to do a basic as we bring her to an underarm turn right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now from here, guys, I'm going to do a forward break so I stay close to her as I bring her into a turn and a half to her left. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Notice that I stay attached with both hands. Now from here I'm going to do a point. Now the timing is tricky on this, and really you can just fudge the timing, but I'm going to give you a specific timing so you can practice. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. See, so I put weight as a man onto my left foot on the 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. And now I'm just going to do a rock step together, cross by lead style footwork. The tricky thing is I'm turning her away from me with my left hand. My right hand is going to go away here for the 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's look at the girl's part for that. We'll go from that point. So she has, sometimes it's called a sit break, and she's going to sit into her right leg as she looks away. We have 1, 2, 3. Now, if you really look at this, she really kind of just has normal timing. It's just that she's getting onto that right foot a little bit early. We can count that as a 1. And that gives her time to style, but then she has to catch up on the next 2 steps. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. See, so that's for the ladies' part. That's the cradle point. All right, the next move we're going to do is the drop hand catch. It's going to look like this. Man spiral. All right, the next move we're going to do is a man spiral. It's going to look like this. We're going to start off with a man's underarm, man's turn to the right, and he's going to switch hands behind his back. There's actually a spiral, not really the man spiral. I guess it's everybody's spiral. From here, she's going to do an underarm turn to the right, and she's going to step forward on her last step for a 5, 6, 7. Now, after she steps forward, as a guy, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to move it towards her so that turns her body so she ends up with her feet apart. Now, from here, she's going to hook behind as I hook forward for the 5, 6, 7, and we end up in facing position. So we're back in front of each other, and I'm just going to give her an underarm turn right for the 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I got to get rid of these hands. I think when I was doing the demonstration, I put this hand over, but really the simplest way is just to drop the right hand, put it on her back. I'm going to take my left hand and bring it over my head. 1, 2, 3, and then send her past me with a cross by lead for the 5, 6, and 7. I'll do that whole thing one more time from another angle. So the man's going to have to turn to his right. We have 1, 2, 3. See how I switch the hands? We have 5, 6, 7, and this right hand comes through. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and now I'm just going to get rid of my right hand and put it on her back as I loop the left hand over. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Okay, next one's going to be the drop hand catch. So now we're going to do the drop hand catch, and we're going to start off with, sometimes it's called a barrel roll. I'm going to send her past me. I'm going to do a rock step, and I'm going to slightly step to the side, turning to the right to give her some space. I'm going to move off her line. She's just going to do a normal basic step, pushing forward on the third step. So we have a rock step. I start to move a little bit to the side as she steps forward. Now from here, I'm going to stay in place, letting her pass me. 5, 6, 7. She has another turn and a half to her right. Now I'm going to push down on this hand and so that she switches hands behind my back in between the beats. And then I'm going to rock forward here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let go of that hand, looping it behind her head, and I'm going to wrap her up with my left hand, 5, 6, 7. My footwork here, though it doesn't look like it, is just cross-body lead footwork, rock step together, of course passing the feet a little bit. She's going to do another turn to her left for 5, 6, 7. All right, now footwork gets tricky here. I'm just going to do an open break. She's going to do a jazz box. So I'm going to step behind myself with a rock step, pushing a little bit forward so I can get past her. She's going to cross in front, push behind, and then take a side step to her right. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop this hand down. I'm going to take my left hand and her left hand, and I'm going to switch it over into my right hand. So her left hand's now my right. We're next to each other. I'm going to do cross by lead footwork for 5, 6, 7. She's going to do the same footwork that she did for her inside turn, a turn and a half to her left. 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to put my right hand on her back to get ready for the next move, which is a 180. Now we teach these two things separately because they're both very complicated. But it's very nice to put one right after the other. So to do the 180, I'm going to keep my body rotating, and I'm going to step into her as she steps back. My footwork is actually the same as a cross by lead, but I keep on rotating. So I'm going to do a rock step side like I do for a cross body, but I'm not going to stop the rotation. She's also going to do a rock step, but she's going to rotate so strongly it's going to end up as a cross. So we have rock step. Now from here, I'm going to take a side step as she takes a step back. 3. Now I'm going to do normal cross by lead footwork, and she's just going to do a cross by lead for 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's take a look at that again from another angle, because that's a pretty tricky move. So I'm going to do a rock step, and so is she, but we're going to have a lot of rotation. She's going to have so much rotation that rock step for her ends up as a cross. So we have rock step. Now from here, I'm going to take my left foot to the side as she steps back. On count 3. We hold beat 4 as usual, although she can flick or flare or something like that. I can do a little something too, right? And then I'm going to bring her by for the 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and that is our 180. Okay, that's the advanced salsa syllabus. Thank you very much.